Hey, everybody, this is Jill Tuggle. I'm the executive director for the Auto Body Association of Texas, and I wanted to bring some information to you with the recent hailstorm. We've got lots of people asking for recommendations on where to take their vehicle for repair. And so I reached out to some experts in the industry. And today I am here with Matt Moore, and he's with Easy Auto Spa in Georgia. And he also partners with Kiko Repair Products, and they're the experts in the products that we use to fix damage just like this. He also acts as the regional trainer for them. So we know we've got the right guy today. Just want to ask a few questions to kind of help guide you in your decision on where to take your vehicle. Welcome, Matt.
Thanks so much for having me on. I'm excited. I know that there's a lot of consumers. If you've got hail in your vehicle, you don't know what to do. Most people don't have hail multiple times in their lifetime. Some do, but most don't. And you have some questions. So we'd love to help maybe guide you towards the right repair facility and the right process to get your car looking right again.
So, Matt, what would be first steps? They've got hail on their car, a big storm comes through, they've got lots of dings on the hood, and they're scared and they don't know what to do. What are first steps?
The first step, in all honesty, is just to contact your insurance company, your insurance provider, and let them know you were in a hailstorm. To the best of your ability, just let them know the date. They're probably getting 100 other phone calls or 1,000 other phone calls from your neighbors, because when hail hits, unfortunately, it doesn't just hit your car, it hits all your neighbors as well. So just let them know you have hail. They'll open what they call a comprehensive claim. And with hail, because there's so many claims going on at once, sometimes it's a line to get your repair done. So the earlier you can get that claim rolling, the faster your repair is going to get done. And then the next step is the insurance is actually going to come out and they're going to write what they would call basically a preliminary estimate. And they're going to come out and look just like they would with the collision. They're going to look at the vehicle. They're going to look at what damage they see. They're probably looking at your parking lot. They may meet you at a body shop for a partner of theirs. But at the end of the day, that's going to be kind of just what it sounds like, a preliminary estimate. It's going to get the ball rolling. They're going to make sure that it is actually hail and that it is in line with the damage they've seen in the area. And then the third step, honestly, as a consumer, is just to choose the right repair facility for your vehicle, and then schedule a time with that repair facility to drop it off. That facility will then kind of just take over from there. You'll drop it off, sign some papers, and generally you're going to drive away in a rental car. And it's their jobs to find it. It's their jobs to triage it. It's their jobs to report it to insurance and to make sure it's taken care of. And at that point, you're done. Hopefully, a couple of weeks go by, you get a call, your car's ready to be picked up. You come by and pick it up, and it looks good as new again.
Awesome. So speaking of choosing a repair facility, that's something that at the Auto Body Association of Texas that we talk about a lot is how important it is to choose a good repair facility because they're not all created equal. And from where you and I sit, we get to see the good, the bad, and the ugly. And would you share from your perspective, what should they look for a good repair facility?
In an ideal world, if I could check all my boxes of what I'm looking for a hail repair facility, first off, I want a local pre-existing company, right? So many people in hail, you're going to drive down the road and there's going to be an old Kmart parking lot that all of a sudden becomes a hail repair facility. The problem with that is 6 months ago it wasn't there, and 6 months from now it's probably not going to be there, right? So partnering with a local existing company that can fix hail damage, a lot of times it's going to be a paintless dent repair companies, or it may be a collision center that was existing, is going to be my number one thing. The second thing I look for is, honestly, as simple as it sounds, Google reviews, right? There's a lot of companies that will roll into town temporarily, and they'll get a local phone number and a local address, and they'll put a ball cap on of the local team, and they'll kind of look like they've been there. We've seen this in the roofing industry. We see this in other industries where there's just an influx of business. And so they can kind of seem local, they may not be. So look at reviews, right? Those are hard to fake. You need a company that has really good 5-star Google presence and make sure that they are reputable. And then the third part of this equation is that they're well versed in the hail repair process. And that doesn't just mean that they've seen it before, but it means that they understand what paintless dent repair is and that they're performing that at their shop. It also means they understand how to do hail estimatics, that they know how to look for damage, to write damage properly. And then the third part is that they have the ability and the expertise to communicate to insurance companies on behalf of your claim.
I like that you touched on the communication piece because that is very important. We preached that we want shops to be looking up OEM repair procedures and making sure they're fixing the car the way the builder of your vehicle says that it should be repaired.
Absolutely. There's a lot of one-time use parts on cars, and the shop needs to both understand that and respect it and follow those procedures. And the only way you can do that is if you have access to those. They have the right software to look those things up, and they have the right ability to communicate what is needed back to the insurance on your behalf.
So with all of this, how much could somebody expect to pay for hail damage?
A majority of hail, I'd say 999 out of 1,000 hail jobs are going to go through an insurance claim process. And if you've got comprehensive insurance, the vast majority of drivers have a $500 deductible on their insurance for comprehensive. Some may be a little higher, some may be significantly lower. A lot of drivers have $0 deductible. You may just consult with your insurance, find out what your deductible is, and whatever that deductible amount is what you should expect to pay. And not any more than that, and not any less than that either.
What about waiving deductibles?
I mean, my grandma always says, I'm a Southern boy. If it's too good to be true, it probably is. This is an exact example of that. The reality is, if you're waiving deductibles, there's something that they're cutting corners to get to those dollars. Either they're hiring maybe inferior or less costly or maybe less trained help to do the repair, right? So they're cutting costs by their labor, or they're cutting maybe what they're doing. Maybe they're telling you they're replacing every part that has damage and they're skipping a few parts. And then the third part is that they may just say, well, we'll just lie to the insurance and mark up the damage. Well, in our state, that's called insurance fraud. And at the end of the day, when they're gone, if that does come back, you're the one that's insured and you're the one that's going to be holding the bill for that.
I know we see a lot of these people are knocking on our doors, coming through our neighborhoods. I had somebody who said, we'll have a truck in the neighborhood, or they're in a parking lot. You know, what's your advice with using companies like that?
It kind of goes back to what we talked about earlier with trying to find the repair facility. If a tent is in the middle of that parking lot fixing hail damage, or it's a shop that didn't exist 2 months ago, they may have a ton of experience fixing hail. This is honestly what they do for a living. They bounce around the country chasing hailstorms. So the reality is they do have a lot of experience fixing hail. However, there's not a lot of accountability once they're gone. If I'm in a market where there's not an existing paintless dent repair shop, but there's a body shop and they are bringing in this outside help, I would much rather partner with that local established business that brings in the subcontractors for labor, but handles the claim and also handles the liability and is essentially a middleman to protect you.
So a lot of times your warranty actually will come from the actual body shop who does the work. And that's common misconception, is that your insurance company is not warrantying this
Nope.
work. And if this company is just traveling through, you know, they fly people from other countries in, travel through, and then head to another state a week later, then you really aren't going to end up with any kind of a warranty situation.
So my biggest advice to anyone seeking repairs, whether it's hail or anything, is to go with someone who you trust. And that starts from the place you choose. And if they earn my business by throwing coupons in my face or throwing too good to be true offers, they're probably something that I want to just steer clear of. And then at the end of the day, choose the repair facility, again, that you feel the most comfortable with, that you know that when they did the job, they did it right. And that you know, when you leave and your car looks great, and you know that on the outside it looks great and on the inside everything's performing well as it should be.
Well, I want to leave you all with this sentiment. As the Auto Body Association of Texas, we do not own any body shops. And Matt here doesn't even live in our state, and he's partnered with a supplier who just supplies the industry with wonderful knowledge and great products. So we have no stake in this. We aren't trying to push you to a certain shop. My only interest is your best interest. And that's really why our association exists. It's because we actually teach shops how to make safe and proper repairs because we have you in mind. So this information is coming to you with pure heart and just wanting to make sure that we are raising the bar as it pertains to the repair industry. So thank you, Matt, so much for helping us out and answering some of these questions for us today.
I can't thank you enough for having me on. And as a consumer, if you're watching this, you are lucky to have people in your state that are representing you and that are advocates on your behalf. This is a really, really great organization and that's pushing forward for correct repairs, safe repairs, and the correct processes to go along with it. So thanks so much for having me.
Thank you.